So right now it's a 2-minute warning. The Eagles are losing 6-0. They're not going to win. No one really cared if they won. Like, honest to God, I really didn't care. I said get the win just because it's Dallas. But honestly, I didn't really care. I just wanted to see how Nick Foles would do in however much he played. I personally feel like he didn't play enough. And he played with what time he got. He played terribly. Absolutely terrible, and it's concerning. He went like 4 completions out of 11 attempts, like 39 yards, and 1 interception. That was probably one of the worst passes I've ever seen him make. He was rolling to his right. Nelson Aguilar is right on the first down marker, wide open, and he went to throw it down like 10, 15 yards further to Alshon Jeffrey and just completely missed and threw it right at a defender of the Cowboys. And we, as a defense, we played really well. And again, this defense was without a lot of players, without Brandon Graham, without Jalen Mills, Rodney McLeod, Fletcher Cox barely played. A lot of Vinny Curry, which I really liked. Vinny Curry had a really good game. There's no Derek Barnett. There wasn't, like, the big-time players. They just weren't there, and the Eagles shut them down to 6 points. I'll adjust the score onto the title of this video, of course, but this game really didn't matter as far as win or loss. I just wanted to see Nick Foles actually come out and do well. And he started out well, and after that did complete and utter garbage. Did nothing. We didn't have Jay Ajayi, which was a big part of the offense that we were missing. But aside from that, there's no good to go around. Oh, Torrey Smith. On the first drive of the game, Torrey Smith dropped an easy first down completion that would have been, that probably would have been like a 25-yard catch and run if he had caught it. And he dropped it. And we ended up going for it on 4th down. Nick Foles went back to Torrey Smith, and he missed again. So I would rather see Matt Collins start over Torrey Smith from now on, because Torrey Smith has not been getting it done the entire season. He had one good game, I think it was against the Rams, where he had 100 yards on like 6 receptions. But other than that, he has not been as productive as we have hoped him to be. Alshon Jeffrey caught Nick Foles' first catch, and he was targeted a couple of times afterwards, but nothing doing because, you know, he's always going to get double-teamed and stuff. You'd think that would open up more plays for everyone else. Zach Ertz had a pretty good amount of catches with what he was given, but he wasn't really given much. And in the end, I'm not happy with Nick Foles and the offense. Doug Peterson needs to figure out something, because that offense is not going to do well. And we're most likely playing Carolina or New Orleans. And if they come to Philly, even with them coming to Philly, we need to be able to score points. Because against the New Orleans Saints, they're going to score points on you. We can try to shut them down as much as we can, but they're going to score points on us, and we're going to have to score points right back at them. And if we can't do that, we're not going to beat the Saints. And as far as the Panthers go, we beat them once, but that was with Carson Wentz. I don't know how we'll do this time around, because sure, they don't have a Kelvin Benjamin, but they have a Greg Olsen, and their defense has been playing a lot better the past couple of weeks. So it's very concerning. And there's a slight chance that we could play Seattle, depending on if they make it into the playoffs, because if they make it to the playoffs, they'll be headed to the Rams. They beat the Rams at the Coliseum. I'm not saying that they're going to again, but still, the number 1 seed is going to play the lowest winning seed, so that's 5, 6, or 4. And then the second seed is going to play the highest seed. That'll be 3, 4, whatever. But in the end, this game was a letdown as far as how much we saw of Nick Foles. I personally believe that we should have seen at least a full quarter, a full 2 quarters, you know, a full half of a game, because he needs more reps. He needs more reps. He needs to get comfortable with this system. Now, Nate Sudfeld, on the other hand, with the backups going up against the Cowboys and their starters, did a lot better. The best thing about Nate Sudfeld is that he actually looked poised. He looked energetic. He looked happy to be back there. He looked excited. And the big thing with him was he also he's more mobile. And he broke out for like a 35-yard run. And I heard the crowd go crazy, because it's the first time we saw something like that from a quarterback since Carson Wentz back in L.A. And that's what we're missing. We're missing Carson Wentz big time. And, like, no one's going to deny that we weren't going to miss him this year without him, you know, after the Rams game. But still, I thought Nick Foles would actually do a little bit better. But apparently after the Giants game, it's just been nothing. Absolutely nothing to tell me that our offense is going to lead us through the playoffs. It's going to be the defense, and I'm excited for that because the defense looked good against the Cowboys, mostly because a majority of it were backups and second stringers and third stringers and special teams going up against the starters of the Cowboys, and we ended up shutting them out until the fourth quarter. They finally broke free, which was about time because they needed it. I mean, come on, you're playing backups against the Philadelphia Eagles right now. Like, you need to actually score points. Sidney Jones, you saw the rust on him, of course. You know, he had a bad angle on an Ezekiel Elliott run, but other than that, he did good. He did good for what he was given. You know, he's going up against Dez Bryant, Terrence Williams. He did fine. I wasn't really focusing on him too much because I was so disgusted at how little I saw of Nick Foles, and just all in all, it was just bad performance by the starting offense. And at the end of the day, all we can hope for is that they actually do something about that, because if not, like I said, we're not going to go anywhere. And Dan Bailey just missed another freaking field goal. Wow. That's bad. But at the end of the day, I think we have a reason to be concerned. If we were to, you know, have Foles play from like week 5 and on, I feel like we wouldn't be as concerned, of course. Kind of like the whole thing with Case Keenum. Case Keenum has been playing since week 2 actually. And if Carson Wentz were healthy, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We really wouldn't. We would be Super Bowl favorites, like big time Super Bowl favorites. And moving into the playoffs, the Eagles are going to be lower down and down and down as far as as far as where they are in the power rankings and all that. But you know, it's whatever. At the end of the day, it's just football. You know, go out and play it. I'm happy we made the playoffs this year, and it shows what we're capable of with Carson Wentz. But you know for a fact, if Wentz were here, we would definitely have a shot at winning it all. Like a big chance. We still have a chance, don't get me wrong, but it would be a lot bigger, and we would be a lot more confident if Nick Foles weren't the quarterback. No disrespect to him, but he's just not good enough. Not at all. So that's all I really gotta say. I'ma watch this real quick. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1 second left. Cool. This game though, just disappointing. That's all I can say. That's all I have left to say. Tell me in the comments down below what you guys have thought about this game. You know, like what's your interpretation of Nick Foles and how much he did? Technically, how little he did, because he didn't do enough, and it's going to plague him. And I'm definitely worried. I'm definitely concerned for the 2017-2018 playoffs. So leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all later on. Happy New Year. Enjoy your day.